Hi, I'm Chad Sanders. I'm an author, screenwriter, and the host of Direct Deposit. In this Audible original series, I talk to Black celebrities and luminaries about the unique experiences Black people face when we try to get rich. So here are a few surprising things that Issa Rae, Gabrielle Union, Pinky Cole, Jackie Aina, and Soledad O'Brien learned while getting money. First up, here's some of the insights Issa Rae shared. At this point, she's a media mogul. She was a huge role model for me when I was trying to get into screenwriting, and most recently, she was my boss when I was a writer on Rap Shit. One thing I learned from Issa is that you will literally feel a physical change when you attain wealth.
When you do have money, you feel lighter. There's just certain things that you don't worry about, but when you don't, everything impedes. Like, I can only describe it as just feeling useless.
Issa literally said she could feel the weight of her brokenness on top of her as she tried to get out of bed in the morning. It made her heavier, it made her sluggish, it made it harder for her to do anything. Anybody who has ever felt like they want to get something done, but they don't have money, like they don't have a place to start, can relate to what Issa's describing here. Another thing Issa experienced is that she was often asked to compromise her artistry, and she learned to say no.
Early on, I had offers, and it was never right. It was like, oh, I'm gonna have to compromise this part of myself, and no money is worth that.
It resonated. It's a lot easier to say no, though, when you have something in the bank. I can speak personally that when I didn't have any money for those first few years, I ended up working on bullshit because people who had money could pay me to work. It's that thing where you can get caught in a cycle of working on bullshit. You can get caught in a cycle of working on this project that has no legs and that one, because people with a little bit of money can pay you to do something, and then your projects never get off the ground, and then the thing you care about never goes anywhere. I mean, the best way to not have to compromise is to save whatever money you do have so you can say no to stuff. Here's what Gabrielle Union learned while gaining wealth. Gabrielle Union is she's a legend for people like me. Like I've been watching Gabrielle Union's movies and TV series since I was probably 10 years old. Gabrielle Union is larger than life. An important thing that Gab realized is so much of our business is about who's controlling the money. It's all about who's controlling the money.
Money controls your production. It affects how many writers are in the room, when your room starts, who gets to produce their own episodes. All of these things is controlled by who controls the money. And that's usually where it's less of us and more of white folks.
I mean, I dream of a day where I don't have to translate the thing I'm trying to say so that white people understand it. I dream of the day where I don't have to break down the project or the creativity to the most basic elements to translate it to a white financier or studio or greenlighter. That's what Gab's talking about. I mean, we're just kind of breaking into our first industry of Black greenlighters like Tyler Perry, QC in the music industry, like people who can greenlight Black culture without a white overlord. Another thing Gab quickly realized is that finding mentors is crucial.
But it's really just finding like-minded people in these spaces and being okay with not being okay and putting yourself out there even a little bit and just asking people questions. This business can eat you alive. I strongly recommend it, especially in this industry. It's lonely.
I'm just gonna be real. I've had an embarrassment of riches as it regards to mentorship. I have had Spike Lee, Morgan Freeman, Will Packer, Issa Rae, Craig Ferguson randomly. I mean, I found Spike Lee outside of his office at a coffee shop and ran him down. I didn't actually run, I walked and I introduced myself to him while he sat there and had coffee, and he all but offered himself up. I think the thing that people might wanna understand is that these people are actually looking for you too. And so if you make it easy for them, if you just pop up on them, if you just show up where they're at, not at their house, but in public, they're generally a lot warmer and a lot more open than I ever expected. Next, here's some advice that Pinky Cole had to share. Pinky's the founder and CEO of Slutty Vegan, and I went to college with Pinky. She went to Clark Atlanta University when I went to Morehouse.
My hustle really is because I never want to have to work as hard as how I watched my mother growing up as a single mom, working all of these jobs, because I want to create generational wealth for my family, because I don't want to be slaving for the white man my entire life.
That's what most Black people are doing. Most of us are working. Most of us who are entrepreneurs are hustling because we want to experience what freedom is like. Like, we want to know what it's like to truly wake up in the morning one day and decide what the we want to do. I've watched Pinky from the beginning, from the time when her first restaurant burned down until now she built Slutty Vegan into a $1 billion vegan cheeseburger chain. Like, I've watched this woman claw and grab at her own freedom, and I'm inspired by that. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to do. Up next, here's what I learned from Jackie Aina. Jackie is a titan in the beauty space. She is a creator, YouTuber, influencer, entrepreneur. She was one of the first big Black YouTubers in the beauty space. I mean, she has partnerships with everybody. She gets paid to come in and consult major beauty brands on how to market their company's products. She's a whale. The main lesson Jackie learned while trying to get rich was to not fear failure.
And even when I had stuff to lose, I would just put myself out there and not be afraid of it. Because I think what stops a lot of us from really going for stuff is, what will people say? What will people think, especially in Nigerian culture?
Fear of failure is crippling. It's the thing that ties me to the bed in the morning and stops me from getting out of bed until 9, 10, 11 o'clock sometimes, because I'm just running over and over in my head like, is this gonna work? It's imposter syndrome. It's fear of facing the people that you work with every day, fear of failing those people, fear of failing your family. Jackie grew up in a house with 9, 10, 11 people in it. I think she's carrying all those people on her back every day when she makes choices. The fear of letting all those people down, it's formidable. I mean, it can feel insurmountable at times. The final piece of advice is from Soledad O'Brien. Soledad O'Brien is the iconic former CNN anchor, and she now runs her own production company.
And I think it was so eye-opening for his colleagues who literally, like my husband, who's a middle-aged white dude, just kind of go through life. They're nice because they're nice people. They say hi. They literally never think about, oh crap, I'm in sweats today. How do I up my professionalism?
It feels like, that's the thing, right? Like, being white is like having money in the bank. I will say about my conversations with Soledad is that she is like the mature stateswoman of the people that I had these conversations with. I tend to speak a little bit more provocatively and a little bit more like in your face sometimes. And I think she was giving me counsel to like speak your message, but also be graceful. And that in and of itself is an important message. Like, it's hard to get somewhere sometimes if you are so abrasive that you turn people off at the onset. To learn more about the complexities of trying to get rich while Black, listen to Direct Deposit on Audible. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more insights from authors and narrators.